The Patriots just went out there and gave away one of the worst games that you'll see all season, losing to the Steelers 21-14 with 5 turnovers, and this is not what we expected when they got Mike Vrabel in the building. Yeah, from the Patriots to lose that game to the Steelers is actually unbelievable. So one thing I'm doing for us, for all of us as fans, is I'm going back to watch the game because there's enough people with microphones. You just say things, look at stats, and that was me a couple weeks ago. But I wanted to go back and watch every single game so I can have an opinion. And watching this, sometimes you watch and you're like, how exactly did they lose the game as they're going? The Patriots were moving the ball down the field with ease, even after turnovers, and we'll break down what exactly happened. They were in the red zone consistently, so for them to only have 14 points and not at least come away with, like, my God, 23 off of 3 field goals was crazy. But let's break down what happened. On their own, I think, 10, 20-yard line, Mike Vrabel, he's going for it, and I'm thinking, oh, this is where they start, falling apart. They actually get a 4th down on a crazy play. It's a toss play, and they get it with Stevenson. After that play, though, the next play, Drake Maye throws an interception. It would have been awful, taken back because of a penalty, but it was a horrific decision going to the left. He's running, moving, and then just throws it. Stuff you just can't do. And the older it's year 2, you got to start cutting some of that shit out, dude. But then what happened after that is just, this is why we're here doing the study. Rhmondre Stevenson, a little bit later on the drive, that's moving, fumbles the ball. And this is what I mean. There's a psychological aspect to this we don't talk about enough. Your quarterback is the leader of the team. It doesn't matter if they're a rookie. It doesn't matter if they're year 10. And the reason that they're the leader of the team is they're the ones with the football in their hands all the time. Now, I'm going to make this completely fair. Rhmondre Stevenson is a fumble machine. He's been a fumble machine since he was with Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick, rarely, we saw him cut players who I think are comparable because they had one bad fumble game. This is when Bill was slipping, but he just kind of dealt with it and said it was fine. And Rhmondre has just been a fumble machine really throughout his entire career with the Patriots. So I don't want to say, like, this specifically, maybe it's not even the best case, but I'm still going to make the point. When Drake Maye gives the ball away, the whole team sees it, and it's just a natural thing. Everyone starts trying to make plays, and they stop forgetting about securing the football. Now, Rhmondre, again, he's a turnover machine, but you had Gibson fumbling the ball in the red zone. Rhmondre fumbled the ball at the fucking 2-yard line. It was crazy. Going in to take the lead, fumbles it. Nonsense. And then even later, Drake Maye, interception in the red zone, and he has a fumble as well. Drake Maye ended up with 2 turnovers himself. Rhmondre fumbled the ball twice. Gibson had a turnover. So 5 total turnovers, 4 fumbles. That is ridiculous. And it's more ridiculous because those are the veterans on the team. Not obviously Drake Maye, but Rhmondre and Antonio Gibson have been in the league way too long to be fumbling the football away. I know Derrick Henry has his problems right now as we speak, but they're not Derrick Henry either. They can't make those plays. So at the end of the game, you saw them try to use Travion. The Patriots actually scored a touchdown, but then the Steelers get the ball. Rodgers makes some great throws, and they end up winning the game. And then Drake Maye has an opportunity, and I believe, yes, that's when he turns over the ball, fumbles it, and it looked like he was about to do it. The thing that's got to be frustrating for Patriots fans is Drake Maye looks like he's 70% of the way there, and maybe that's even a little low, to being like a really, really good quarterback. Like, he has the tools, he has the speed. Drake Maye's ability outside of the pocket to actually just sprint. He's one of the faster quarterbacks in the league. Like, it's pretty crazy how he's a long strider too. So he'll get 15 yards and then just get out of bounds fast as hell. And you're like, yo, this guy's booking it. He is a really fast guy, a really great scrambler. But that comes with 2 folds. You can be a good scrambler, but are you good in the pocket? And we see, like, one of these times, what happens a lot is you see quarterbacks who can scramble, they get into trouble because of this. Mahomes and Josh Allen are the rare exceptions of guys who don't. And Hurts kind of doesn't do it as much. But, like, Lamar, we saw him 7 sacks. We've seen him in the playoffs get in trouble because he's trying to do that too much. And Lamar's pocket awareness, by the way, much better than Drake Maye's. So I'm even using them as a comparison. Jaden Daniels, he just got hurt doing it, right? Like, Daniel Jones is a great O-line now, but the Patriots O-line is not the Colts O-line. It's not the Eagles O-line. It's not the Bills O-line yet. It's improving. It's not terrible, but the way he goes about it is he just tries to randomly just run straight up, and I think that's how he fumbled. He just runs forward. He doesn't. Sometimes he'll go outside, but sometimes he just thinks he can just run over D tackles. It's a bit wild. Maybe that's his way of taking a sack. You gotta teach bro how to throw the ball away. Seriously, like, that can't be the default. Like when you're driving a car, you have things like, some people are like panic breakers, but some people are panic hit the gas pedal people. Some quarterbacks are panic throw it out of bounds, get intentional grounding. Some are panic, I'm gonna throw this in triple coverage. Drake Maye is a panic, I'm going to run into the line of scrimmage and try to just use my pure physical ability to make a play. That will not work consistently, especially if you don't have pocket awareness to be able to, all right, I can get out of this. He just runs straight forward. He's so fast when he gets out there. That's why the Patriots, they got him more plays, got him in space, all that stuff. But just wasn't the case. Their defense today, hard to tell. The defense was barely on the field. They were playing good defense, but I don't think the Steelers' offense is very good. So kind of hard to tell there. They had some opportunities for turnovers, didn't quite get them. Now again, this is why we watch the games. They were getting robbed on some penalties. They were giving the Steelers a lot of respect with the whistle, but the Steelers are the better team, and they're the ones not turning the ball over. They're the ones with Mike Tomlin on the Vrabel. We know, and I'll get to Vrabel in a second, but it's like, yeah, they're gonna get the respect of those calls. That's just how it works. Sorry, that's how the world works. Sorry, but I mean, Vrabel has got to tighten the ship here. There were just way too many mental errors, not fumbles aside. They were committing defensive penalties the entire first drive that just let the Steelers get a touchdown. Maybe it wasn't the first drive, but it was on a drive, and it just let the Steelers get a touchdown. It was bonkers. I'm not gonna, like they looked very undisciplined. It's something I didn't expect from a Mike Vrabel team. And that's the reason I thought they were going to. I had the Patriots winning this game. I thought they were going to win this game because I think they're more talented than the Steelers. I think if you ask them, Tuesdays I'm recording this, Wednesday as they're preparing for the next week, they would say we're more talented than the Steelers. I think Drake Maye is more talented than Aaron Rodgers. I think that their defense is a little sprier. But when you make mental errors, when you just give the ball away, like one thing Jalen Warren and Kenny Gainwell weren't doing, because they're playing for Mike Tomlin, they weren't giving the ball away. And the Ravens did it 4 times. I don't know. I'm trying to think, just because there's only a couple teams I've seen every game of. I'm trying to think, like, combined, did the Chiefs, Bills, and Eagles have 4 fumbles, 4 turnovers in 3 games? I'm really trying to think. Hurts has 1. Mahomes has the pick. He probably had a turnover in the first week. He should have had 1 last week, but he didn't. Josh Allen has 0. Like you can't. 5 turnovers in 1 game is ridiculous, and only lose it by 7 honestly might hurt more. Now, can they grow from this? Can they improve? Can they still be a playoff team? The Steelers are a good team. Now, you kind of put yourself back in that wild card situation, which we assume they're going to be in, because I don't think they're going to win the division. But I still think they could be a playoff team. But like Mike Vrabel's got to like get this shit together. They turnovers, penalties, all that shit that loses you games. They did all of it against the Steelers, and they lost to me to a team that you can say is more veteran leadership, whatever. To me, they lost to a team that they're more talented than. I don't like calling teams better when you don't beat the team you just played, but they're definitely more talented than the Steelers, and they definitely had more explosive plays than the Steelers all game. And so for them to lose that game was crazy. And I think going forward, hopefully they fix it. It's definitely all a learning experience, but Vrabel, I expected this to be the thing he would harp on figuring out first, and it doesn't look figured out at all. So if the Patriots are going to be that team I had them making the playoffs, some people had them fringe playoffs as a 6 or a 7 seed, they need to tighten up fast, and they're running out of time when you lose to the Raiders and the Steelers. Sorry, you just can't have that. Even though it's a weak schedule, you got to win some of these games, these supposedly easier games. They're not doing it. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully Mike Vrabel can figure it out and figure it out fast.